Greetings and namaste. The light in me that is me bows to and acknowledges the light in you that is you. Welcome to the application segment of this video. The application segment of this video is designed to help one build what's called spiritual momentum. Without spiritual momentum, one is like in a bullet that is only moving 12 miles an hour, that would hit a 2x4 fear-based blockage and stop. However, with spiritual momentum, one becomes a bullet moving 12 miles a second, thus piercing through the 2x4 fear-based blockage, which is like Maya, which is like worldly momentums, which is like anything that holds one back from knowing whom and what they truly are. With the spiritual momentum, you gain enlightenment, understanding, wisdom, wise domain. And with that, one is able to add to their life, no matter what they're going through, amounts of love, joy, peace, and acceptance. The application segment of this video has two parts to it. The first part will be hand postures, chakra mudras, that are designed to help open up higher energy centers and put one into a state of receiving. Meditation is the receptive mode. Prayers, decrees, affirmations, mantras are the petitioning mode. So as I work with people, I tell them, put yourself into a state of being open to receive that which you are petitioning for. Thus, you'll have that energy flowing in, near, and around and through you better. So, with that in mind, let us begin. The first posture will be palm over the back of the hand, so the palms are lined up and placed onto the heart chakra, which is located above the solar plex and below the throat area in the middle of the sternum or the breastbone. This exercise of focusing on the heart increases the size of the umbilical cord to the divine, the crystal cord or silver cord that it is called also. Place the tongue to the roof of the mouth, touching the back of the top teeth. Eyes closed, but focused on the mind's eye. And take deep diaphragmatic breaths, relaxing on the exhale. Filling up the bottom of the lungs first, then the middle, and then the top. This exercise also increases the size of the holy heart flame from the 1/16 of an inch that it is for most people to a 3-foot large flame. This first one can be done for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, as long as you'd like. Individually, the rest of them should be done no less than 5 minutes each. By focusing on the heart, the stuff of the mind becomes known. This helps bring into alignment and balance the threefold flame that dwells in the 8th chakra, the secret chamber of the heart, of God power, God wisdom, and God love. Remember to keep the tongue to the roof of the mouth, touching the back of the top teeth, the eyes focused on the mind's eye, deep breaths, relaxing on the exhale. as you're doing this posture. Allow all sounds to be where they're at. Do not fight them or push them away. Allow the thoughts of the mind to float by like the clouds on a blue sky. This hand posture also brings about and awakens clairsentience, direct cognition, divine knowingness. If after a time you do not like the thoughts arising and floating by, then replace them with the word love, the tone of the Om, or one of the many names of God that you like, and recite that slowly over and over again, like this. Love, love, love. Or Om, Om, Om. Or Rama, Rama, Rama. And after it is recited out loud, then recite it quietly in the mind. This posture can be done anytime during the day. If you need to take a break from work and go into the restroom and sit quietly and heart connect and do the tongue and eye postures and roll the names of the divine in the mind as a respite during the day, then feel free to do so. You'll find it very refreshing. It'll add to the momentum of the day. Also, while you're at work, be sure to always remember to do the job that you are doing of, by, and for the divine, releasing the outcome to the divine. And knowing that whatever you do, you are doing it for the glory of God. Thus, you are not attached to the outcome. So as you're sitting there in the morning and in the evening, and you've tuned in to the Holy Heart Flame, and you've done the minimum of 5 minutes, know that growth is occurring. And when this posture has been done for the minimum of 5 minutes, it is time to go through and do the next posture. The next posture, keeping one hand on the heart and placing one hand on the third eye or the mind's eye. Now at any time, while we're doing these for the 5 minutes minimum, your arms get tired, feel free to switch. Basically, this one helps focus energy onto the third eye, which helps bring into balance the right and left hemispheres of the brain. So you're using both the creative and the analytical aspects evenly. Without that, you may be too far on the creative side and miss the analytical aspects of problem solving. Or you're too far on the analytical side and you miss the creative aspects of problem solving. And remember to keep the tongue at the roof of the mouth, touching the back of the top teeth, and the eyes closed and focused on the mind's eye. This also helps awaken and activates the pituitary gland, the master gland of the endocrine system. Remember to take deep breaths, relaxing on the exhale. Deep diaphragmatic breaths, filling up the bottom of the lungs first, then the middle, then the top. And when this posture has been done for the minimum of 5 minutes, keeping one hand on the heart, place the other hand on the occipital region, the curved part of the skull that sits right above the neck. Always remembering to keep the palm, where the minor chakras are located at, onto the major chakra points that you're placing your hand on. This still works with the polar point of the third eye and also with the medulla oblongata, the God part of the brain. An activated medulla oblongata means you'll need less sleep, less air, less food. You'll be living more on divine light and love. And remember, if your arm or arms should be getting tired and you can't do the full 5 minutes without making some adjustments, that's okay. Eventually you'll be able to. Just switch your hands. And once the 5 minutes is up, with this hand posture, and keep one hand on the heart, and put one hand on the crown chakra, at the apex of the skull. Remembering to focus the palms of those individual energy centers. This posture helps activate and awaken the pineal gland, the gland for spiritual abilities. Helps one open the crown chakra, so more divine love, wisdom, wise domain energy flows in, near, and around and through you. By focusing on the crown, one can gain heavenly insight. By focusing on the crown, one can gain celestial visions. And by focusing on the crown, one can gain visions of their own chosen aspect of divinity. And once the 5 minutes is through for this posture, place one hand on the heart and one hand on the throat. This is the final hand posture to open and activate the throat chakra, the communication center, the first point of liberation, where divine love resides. Where one develops divine aspects of speaking and listening. So as we speak the noble words of prayers, decrees, affirmations, and mantras, by keeping these higher chakras opened, one is able to gain the energies that one is petitioning and bringing forth onto this plane of existence through the four lower bodies, the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. And once this chakra is open and activated, it'll be time to do the prayers, decrees, affirmations, and mantras. And once the 5 minutes is done on the heart-throat connection, keep one hand on the heart, and with the other hand, hold up the insert that is in this video, and take the time to read out loud the prayers, decrees, affirmations, and mantras. Greetings and namaste. Welcome to beautiful Craft Azalea Gardens in Winter Park, Florida. This next segment of the video is to help one build spiritual momentums. In the previous segment, I had you doing what was called chakra mudras to open up the energy centers of the major energy points, the higher chakras of your lower spiritual, mental, emotional, physical form. And as those are opened, they are more apt to receive the momentums we are going to be building on now by doing mantras, prayers, decrees, and affirmations. Prayer beads are an important tool. There's a plethora of prayer beads all over this plane of existence. Go out, find them. There's 108 prayer beads that you will use on the strand. The 109th one is called Mount Meru. That's the stopping point. The 108 has a significant meaning. The 1 stands for the one-pointedness and the unity of God's love. The 0, or the O, stands for the wholeness, holiness, oneness of all creation. And the 8 stands for the infinity of God's love. And here's how we're going to be using the prayer beads. The prayer beads are held in the hand, dragged across the karma finger, guided by the 3rd and 4th finger, like this. Then as you do each mantra, use your thumb and index finger to pull the bead across, using your 3rd and 4th finger as guides. That way it's always flowing over your karma finger, just like that. It's real important to make sure the spine is straight. If you can't do a full or half lotus, have the feet flat on the floor, the chin level. And I like doing it with the hand on the heart, doing a heart connection. The mantra we're going to be doing is called the Om Namah Shivaya. The Om Namah Shivaya mantra calls forth the attribute of destruction, the divine attribute of destruction, which destroys the ego, misqualified karmic energies, misqualified momentums, and makes room for the creation of divine momentums. I like to start my students off with the Om Namah Shivaya, and then afterwards there's more room in their spiritual, mental, emotional, physical forms for the next segment of prayers, decrees, and affirmations. More room for the internalization for the creation of divine momentums. Let us begin. Hand on the heart, spine straight, and remember, practice leads one to perfection. Start with the first bead. Deep breath. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Having done mantra and japa yoga for as long as I have, I've built up such a momentum that even just doing one rounds or a few Om Namah Shivayas puts me into that space of centricity, bliss, and contentment. You too, through building up spiritual momentums, can get into that space no matter what's going on in the world around you. You can become that eye of the hurricane. Once you've completed the Om Namah Shivaya mantra, you're still in that space that's open to receive, and then you go forth with the insert that's with the video, heart connecting and reciting the next segment of prayers, decrees, and affirmations. Once the hand postures and chakra mudras have been done, you're open to receive the prayers, decrees, and affirmations that you're going to be speaking into fruition. The process I would like for you to do while you're doing these is one hand on the heart, holding them up so they can be read with the chin level, and you take a deep diaphragmatic breath and you speak the first noble truth out loud, like this. The essence of our being is love. I am love. Health is inner peace. Healing is letting go of fear. I am health. I am inner peace. I am healing. I am letting go of fear. Giving and receiving are the same. I am giving. I am receiving. We can learn to let go of the past and of the future. I am letting go of the past. I am letting go of the future. Now is the only time there is, and each instant is for giving and for forgiving. I am dwelling in the eternal now. We can learn to love ourselves and others by forgiving rather than judging. I am loving myself. I am loving others. I am forgiving. I am releasing the judgment of others. We can become love finders rather than fault finders. I am a love finder. It is important to remember while you're doing these. You take the deep breath, speak the truth, exhale, release all the air you can. Take another deep breath, speak the truth. Exhale all the air you can. Take another deep breath, speak the truth. We can choose and direct ourselves to be peaceful inside, regardless of what is happening outside. I am peaceful inside. What happens outside is of no consequence. We are students and teachers to each other. I am a student. I am a teacher. We can focus on the whole of life rather than the fragments. I am the whole of life. Since love is eternal, death need not be viewed as fearful. I am love. I am eternal. We can always perceive ourselves and others as either extending love or giving a call for help. I am perceiving myself and others as extending love or giving a call for help. This next statement is the violet decree of transmutation. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I would like for you to take a deep breath and speak out loud this decree 3 times. If that is too long of a decree for a deep breath, speaking it 3 times, then work on doing it twice and building it up. Or if you can only do it comfortably 1 time per deep breath, that is okay too. Basically, this decree needs to be done a minimum of 33 times. By growing to the point of speaking it 3 times with each deep breath, you count 11 breaths, thus you have the 33 times. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires. I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I'm the purity God desires, I'm a being of violet fire, I am the purity God desires. The effective prayer. Remember, take a deep diaphragmatic breath, speak the truth, relax on the exhale, deep breath, and continue on. I am releasing all that I am, all that I have, and all fear energy to the Christ light. I am accepting God's holy energies in return, filling all voids in the being that I am. I am a being of Christ light. I am radiating Christ light from the heart center throughout the being that I am. I am radiating Christ light from the heart center to everyone. I am radiating Christ light from the heart center to everything. I am in a bubble of Christ light, and only Christ light can come to me, and only Christ light can be here for me. Thank you, God, for everything, everyone, and for me. Yay. The I Am Decree of Light. Let there be light, let there be light, let there be light. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, let there be light. I am light, I am light, I am light. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am light. I am creating and manifesting light in the spiritual bodies I have. I am creating and manifesting light in the spiritual bodies I have. I am creating and manifesting light in the spiritual bodies I have. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am creating and manifesting light in the spirit that I am. I am light, I am light, I am light. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am light. I am creating and manifesting light in the mental body I have. I am creating and manifesting light in the mental body I have. I am creating and manifesting light in the mental body I have. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am creating and manifesting light in the mental body I have. I am light, I am light, I am light. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am light. I am creating and manifesting light in the emotional body I have. I am creating and manifesting light in the emotional body I have. I am creating and manifesting light in the emotional body I have. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am creating and manifesting light in the emotional body I have. I am light, I am light, I am light. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am light. I am creating and manifesting light in the physical body I have. I am creating and manifesting light in the physical body I have. I am creating and manifesting light in the physical body I have. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am creating and manifesting light in the physical body I have. I am light, I am light, I am light. In the name and the power of the I Am Presence, I am light. After using the tools on this video and gaining some growth, if you'd like to grow even further, then please feel free to get in touch with me. I love to hear from all my students and all the people who are getting good results from this video. I will always take the time to stay in touch with each of you. Thank you for the work that you're doing, for as one grows, we all grow. Namaste.